Hey guys, how you doing? We're just gonna be getting into another video today. Just want to say thanks for stopping by, watching my videos. These are here for you. If I get 1 view, that's great. If I get 1,000 views, that's great. 1,000,000 views, it doesn't matter. It's for you, okay? This is all for you, and I hope that this helps someone and it brings someone into a better walk with the Lord, a better walk with Jesus, and just helps us to be real spiritual people. And since we're talking about that, I think I'm going to do a series on a couple of verses. And those verses are Matthew 22:37 through 40. I think this is just going to be the introduction, because I have so much to say on these verses. These are my life verses. These are my favorite verses in the Bible. So let's go ahead and talk about them. Verse 37, it says, Jesus said unto him, Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. This is the first and great commandment. And the second is like unto it, Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets. I'm just going to go sampling over this. I'm not going to get into too much depth because I'd be here a while. Okay, so here we are, verse 37. It says, And Jesus said unto him, Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, soul, and mind, and with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. Well, what's happening here? What's happening here is a Pharisee is coming up to Jesus. One of these religious people, they know the Bible, but they don't know him very well. By the way, that's a sign of being very religious. Knowing the Bible, but not knowing Jesus. Okay, so that's a sign of that. So it's one of these religious guys. He's coming up to him and he's asking Jesus, what's the greatest commandment? The biggest thing in the Bible. This is what he says. He says, Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, with all thy mind. And then he says the second commandment is just like it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Okay. And then he says, all the law and the prophets hang on these two commandments. So the law and the prophets were the Old Testament. It was the scriptures that they had at that point in time. The law a lot of times refers to the first 5 books of the Bible, the Mosaic Law, and the prophets refers to pretty much the rest of the Old Testament. So the law and the prophets hang these two commandments. In other words, the way to sum up the law and the prophets is to love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, and mind, and to love your neighbor as yourself. Okay? So, just one thought here, I guess, is this. That kind of goes with verse 40. With all the law and the prophets hanging on these two commandments. This is the greatest commandment in the law. And this is the greatest commandment. If there's one thing that God wants you to do, is to love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, and mind, and to love your neighbor as yourself. It boils down to, what it boils down to is love. Let me explain that love there for a bit. Love, what it means here, it's agape love. It's self-sacrificial love. Other times in the New Testament, it's translated as charity. 1 Corinthians 13 in the King James, love is translated as charity, which is a great definition because it's more specific. It's self-sacrificial giving. Okay? Self-sacrificial giving. That's the purpose here. Folks, that's what God wants you to do. Just to love Him with everything you are and to love your neighbor as yourself. And you realize, you got to come to the point where you realize that that's it. Out of everything, that's it right there. At everything that you could do for Him, that's it. To love Him with all your heart, soul, and mind, and then to love your neighbor as yourself. When you come to the point when you realize that that's all there is, That's all there is to it. And when that's it, and that's really it, then you find out that it's so simple. It's so simple. That's what it boils down to. So, anyways, this was just an introduction. I hope you guys keep watching these videos. If you keep watching, that's great. I'll do my best to keep making them. So thanks for stopping by. Thanks for coming. If you want to subscribe below, that's great. If not, that's okay too. Anyways, thanks for stopping by, for watching my videos, and I guess I'll talk to you guys later. Alright, bye.